is why should you work with us? So I am going to let Latoya have the first stab at it, and then I'm gonna come back and finish it off.
All right. So I first will want to do a little brief intro. So I'm Latoya, y'all. Hey. And I definitely want to just co-sign on the fact with the CDL experts. We've been doing this for a while, recruiting with.
Already done did it wrong. All right, pause. Listen, this show is gonna be a good one. Hold on. All right. So welcome to Talk to the Experts in CDL Driving Recruiting. My name is Julian. I have Latoya here as well. So as you probably assume that we're saying that we're the truck driving experts. Well, we've been in this industry for a long time recruiting hundreds of drivers, maybe into the thousands at this point. I lost track counting. Now, what this show is all about is connecting drivers to the right career opportunity wherever they are in their career. As you probably already know, driving is one of the best industries to get in because guess what? It can't be outsourced to China. So that's one. Right. You can't outsource driving to China. That's one of the few. The other thing is that go ahead. You had something to say?
No, I was gonna say I love what you just said. Go ahead.
Yeah, true. And the other thing you think about, everything comes in on a truck, and you already are aware of that. Your toys, your groceries, your shoes, clothes. I mean, just go down the list. I mean, right now we're in a pandemic, as you know, and there's a shortage in America. I mean, I just went to H&M and there was no white tees, none at all. So what I'm saying is that we need truckers because I need my white tees, right?
I love it.
This is
I do.
right.
Yeah.
We need our products, and guess what? We support truckers, always have, and we always will. I come from a family of truckers as well, so you know the first thing that me and Latoya want to talk about is why would you use a truck driving well, not a truck driving, sorry, but why would you use a driver recruiter? Why would you use a third party person like us? Because again, we don't work for companies. We're totally independent. We only get paid if a driver gets hired. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and put it out there like that. We're not going to hide that, we earn income from helping drivers find career opportunities. I mean, that's what we do. So the first thing that we're going to so I am going to let Latoya have the first stab at it, and then I'm going to come back and finish it off.
All right. So I first will want to do a little brief intro. So I'm Latoya, y'all. Hey. And I definitely want to just co-sign on the fact with the CDL experts. We've been doing this for a while, recruiting with this co-sign on the fact with the CDL experts. We've been doing this for a while, recruiting with so many different companies in the United States. We've built great relationships with these companies to know exactly what they're looking for and what they want in a driver. Building these relationships with the companies, in addition to just having a full scope on how drivers are in this industry. We were able to maximize on that, and we have been able to get a lot of drivers throughout the whole United States employed multiple times. So usually it's repeat business because we do such a great job at that. So what I feel one of the reasons that you probably want to use a third party recruiter or someone like us is because someone like ourselves would have access to maybe back end information about a company that you may not have. So depending on how good the recruiter is, okay, is based on how much they know about the companies that they're actually recruiting for. So I feel that we have really learned these companies inside and out. So dealing with a third-party recruiter allows you to deal with someone who really knows the actual company, what they're looking for, and I'm being repetitive right now, so I'm gonna let you.
Well, listen, the reason why I'll say work with a third-party recruiter is number one, we have direct connections to the company. So when you go online, you know how it is. You Google, hey, how can I find a local job in Atlanta, Georgia, right? You go online, you Google, you can end up anywhere. Versus us, we can take you and your resume and your information credentials, take it straight to the process and say, hey, I have a driver right here. This driver's clean. Process him. He's ready to start, or she's ready to start right now. That's the biggest difference between us and you going on this journey alone. And again,
agree.
There's nothing wrong, with going out there, finding a job on your own. There's nothing wrong with that. What I'm trying to tell you is that the speed, we do this every day. Every day, a company contacts us, emails us, spreadsheets are going everywhere of jobs that they need filled. So again, if you think that every job that is available or vacant in America is on the internet, it's not.
It's not.
There's because there's no way that companies have the manpower to actually physically post, or if they even, well, they would just have to use some type of spreadsheet and automate it out. But then that would cost them a lot of money, because again, these websites are not free for these companies to post their jobs. And plus, these websites know these companies have a marketing budget. So they're going to say, hey, listen, I see that you made such and such $1 billion last year. We need a piece of that if you're going to be posting your 300, 400, 500 jobs on our website. That's just the way the game is. So what I would say is the reason why you should use a truck driver recruiter, experts like us, because we've been in the industry, we're at the top of the leaderboard. I mean, when I say we dominate as far as connecting drivers to companies, I mean, it's not even close in competition.
True.
So, right. So the reason why I say that you should use a third-party recruiter is because speed. Speed. I mean, this is the number one thing. If you're looking for the most home time and the most pay, then you talk to a driver recruiter. Understand, a company is loyal to that company. So if, let's say if I apply to a specific company, they're going to keep you in-house. I have no reason to keep you in-house. I have a reason to say, hey, you want the highest pay and the most home time, or whatever you want, then let me find the best opportunity for you. A company is going to say, hey, if you go to Foot Locker, they're not going to tell you to go to Champs and buy, whatever you're trying to look for. If they're a very good customer oriented company, they would do that, because you'll always remember that they referred you to their competition and you helped in their search. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help you in your search. You don't have to, again, most of the time, and we're going to get into this later, drivers actually send over partial applications. I get it. You're busy. You're driving. You're out of the state. You have kids. You have family. You have responsibility. But we are able to help you correct that situation, your resumes, your background, your pretty much everything. Just run it down to us, and we're able to connect you closer to having a driving opportunity. And on top of that, let's say we can't help you. Well, guess what? We can give you recommendations on what you should do at that point. So it's not just about getting another career opportunity. It's about building a relationship, because I can assure you there are drivers that we're in contact to this day from years ago, and they remember us, and we remember them. Toya, would you like to add?
Yeah, one thing I do want to piggyback on, another good reason why you want to utilize an expert like us is you have a liaison. So when you get your information submitted to a trucking company, it goes to a processor. That processor may have 500 drivers that she needs to look at, or he or she needs to look at. If you have a third-party recruiter in place, it gives leeway for communication to not be dropped, for the ball to be dropped. So that recruiter is going to always be in contact with the company, with the processor, with the background people, to know specifically what's going on. So if you can't get directly to the company, you have someone who already knows what's going on, and they can be your liaison for that. So I think that's a good a good reason. Something you mentioned too about the incomplete resumes or incomplete background. Again, these trucking companies, their processing team, they have a lot of drivers. They get an influx. And probably I would say 75 to 80% of it is garbage. Let's just be real. It's drivers that they can't even approve. So there's this universal application, and we'll talk about that more detail later. What is the IntelliDriver Pulse app that most trucking companies utilize? If that's not complete, if it's not there, if all the information about you, your background, your work experience, your driving history is not on there, they'll just put you to the wayside. And most drivers don't really have the time to fill that out thoroughly enough to where they couldn't fall between the cracks if it's not done correctly. So someone like us, we're not going to present that to a trucking company. We want to make sure that you look like the top-notch driver that you are. So it just gives more credibility for you as a driver, puts you at the forefront of the company, and they're more likely to pick you because we said, hey, pick this guy. He's on point, or her.